Hey, what's up, Russian Blue? How are you? Still setting up here a little bit. I kind of wish YouTube would give me a proper link directly from my stream dashboard, but it doesn't, so I have to go find it. And let me make this post real quick because I'm not really good about doing that, doing these posts when I go live. Oh shit, I didn't realize it was Dark Pro. What's up, man? Yeah, you definitely could have confused me with that. Um, okay, that should be good enough. Okay. Sweet. All right. Let's see. I'll try with Leonardo first.
Let's kick shell!
Oh, wait. I need to do this. This is going to be testing. So swap that. I don't know if it matters too much if I reset the emulator in order to like reset my input recording since I'm just doing testing for now, but I just want to be in the habit of having the input recording just in case something good happens.
Let's kick shell!
I was just about to do reverse shoulder there. Gotta make sure I don't fall into the habit. What kind of sucks is that if I do accidentally use one of those moves and I hit somebody with it, I just gotta restart because that kind of defeats the purpose. And I can't just unbind the button either because, like, obviously I need both buttons in order to play the game. I'm over here playing like, why is the stage so empty? I forgot I changed it to easy, that's why it's empty.
Pizza time!
Yep, easy mode. He only dies in 6 of those.
Alley cat blue!
Bam, bam. Bam, ba-dam, ba-dam. Bam, ba-dam, ba-dam, ba-dam. Bam, ba-dam, ba-dam.
Pizza time!
Yep. That move hits behind him. There's only one here.
Pizza time. Sewer surface.
Yeah, that's the thing about this challenge is back attack has a much more prominent usage in just your everyday life. Since you can't do reverse shoulder, but back attack will definitely check enemies that get behind you.
Pizza time.
But Leonardo's is not so good. It comes out fast. It's 4 frames. It has a decent hitbox, but it's short range, so. Cool. Yeah, stage 3 is where things start to get a little bit more tricky once you limit yourself.
Pizza time.
Also this section here, since you can't really. Well, I mean, yeah, for now what I'm doing, and I put this in the description by the way, I put like the rules. For now what I'm doing is I am allowing buffer DP if I'm caught in like a combo or something. Like that. I'm allowing that. Only the buffered one. Now, potentially in the future, epilepsy warning, lots of flashing coming up. Don't look if you're sensitive.
My patient is wearing thin. I'm banishing you to a time warp from which you will
But potentially what I may do
Prehistoric.
is if this goes well, I'll try doing a version of the challenge where I don't allow buffer DP at all. Bro, this is a horrible start. Let's wall him out. I'm also kind of experimenting too with like, cause like that situation right there, I could have avoided that if I had done something differently, like falling strike or whatever, to like wall them out. If I had done like a dive kick to knock one of them down, you know, stuff like that. Or if I had done that, if my positioning was just better. So there are options. It's just getting used to playing in this fashion. It's gonna take a little bit of effort and time. But yeah, if this goes well, I'll probably try and do another version where no buffer DPs are allowed either. Maybe I'll crank up the difficulty as well. And we'll just see how that goes. Because I know I can at least reliably get to stage 4 like this. Although stage 3, I don't feel like I'm consistent at stage 3 yet. When it's easy mode like that, you can do that. I actually wanted to keep that going and I dropped it. I'm also not sure if I'm gonna have time to beat this level. Not sure how long I'm taking. So that's another thing we need to figure out is how much time we have. And it might not matter because I'm about to die. Bro. Yeah, it missed. We'll keep going. See how far we get on this credit. That's crazy.
Pizza time.
Cement man lives.
Skull and cross.
Sure. That move only comes out if you actually double tap the button. If you double tap the button, there's like a percentage chance that it'll come out. I actually accidentally pressed the 2 buttons there, but they wound up interrupting it, so we're good.
Pizza power! Forgot the sun cream.
Woo! That's not a good position to get stunned.
Yeah. Pizza time. Yeah.
Okay, so good thing about easy mode is I can just trap them like this. Unless I fuck up the timing. There we go.
Yeah. Bury my shell. Yeah.
By the way, I don't know if you've been saying anything, but I haven't seen my my chat update. I did find out that apparently YouTube chat has an issue with that, where sometimes it just kind of stops updating for a while. Because I've noticed, like in past streams, I've noticed that hold on. These guys are kind of a pain. I've noticed that in past streams, like if I look at the chat replay, it'll show messages that I never saw while I was live. So, and I saw a comment somewhere about that. So apparently it's an issue with YouTube. Yeah.
I feel seasick.
I saw that coming.
Ooh, I feel seasick. Pizza time.
Yeah, this move on this stage is really, really good. Ooh! Nice, they align perfectly there. Okay, managed to clutch that one out.
Goody. Fresh turtles for luck.
Pizza time. Neon.
Okay, still first credit. Not bad. So yeah, I think honestly, if I hadn't just dropped the ball entirely on stage 4, I may have at least gotten up to stage 6. Fine. I mean, the rank is reduced because I died on stage 4. So that would have made stage 5 and 6 harder than they were. And I think at this pace, I'm definitely going to need to dodge the timer bomb in stage 8 for sure. I can destroy this thing with the falling strike. I don't need to use a DP. Yeah, it's easy to dodge those robots, but I'd rather just not have them here at all. The flying foot and the robots are just better. It's just better to get rid of them. There we go. Oh. Shit. This is why I don't like the robot or the flying foot around. There we go. Falling strike, if you position it well, absolutely massively good. Especially in a challenge like this, since it kills in one hit. And then of course this is easy mode, so Krang should be a lot easier to beat. A lot faster.
You're going to pay. Starbase.
Yep. I whiff canceled it just in case it didn't come out. Or just in case I didn't actually hit them. Because if you get that random sidekick, yep, same there. Whiff cancel it. It's literally a lifesaver in this kind of challenge. That's a good thing about Leo's back attack. Since it comes out so fast, in a situation like that, I was able to land and then just bust it out quickly and hit them. I was trying to hit that guy with a back attack. He was like very insistent on walking in my face. Okay. Yeah, pizza power this group here. Excuse me? Yeah, I'm actually not using the buffer DP. I think... Have I even used... I don't think I've used it a single time this whole run. I said I was going to do it, and then I just didn't do it. Checkmate. Alright. That's as far as I got with this attempt. That was pretty good for our first attempt, honestly. So, honestly, at least if you start with easy mode, at the very least, this type of challenge is doable. It's definitely doable. I noticed a few situations where Leo's lack of range on his back attack got me punished. If I were to use a different turtle, that would be less of an issue. But I think Leo is a good, like, he's a good balance, honestly, as far as like the range, his range, his speed, just like the properties of his moves. The big thing really is falling strike. Leo has the second best falling strike. I could try this with Donnie since his falling strike is the best and also he has the extra strike range. So if you're going to be using strikes, Donnie might be better, but the reason I'm going with Leo for now is because his back attack is less punishable. And I'm trying to gauge how necessary back attack is for this kind of challenge.
Pizza time.
Prepare to die.
Terminate the turtle.
Oh yeah, that's right, only 3.
Pizza time. Alley cat blue.
Cool off, sucker.
Pizza time.
See, when you're at this range, like you want to hit them from max range, because when you have a bunch of foot clustered together like that, there is the possibility that you might randomly throw one of them and then one of the others will punish you. So in order to mitigate that, I try to stand at a distance and slightly below them on the z-axis. Because if you're slightly below them on the z-axis, you can still hit them, but they have a hard time hitting you unless they reposition. So if you do that and you're at a range, the other enemies have to take a little bit of time to reposition in order to reach you.
Pizza time.
So in that way, if you combine that strategy with whiff canceling, it makes strikes significantly safer. But the downside is that it takes quite a lot of practice to get used to that. It's not the most intuitive thing to do. Now on this stage, it kind of doesn't matter because on this stage you cannot grab anyone. So you can just very freely use your moves, and it doesn't matter. You could be close to them, far, whatever. This is also really good, like if you position yourself well here. I was not trying to grab the pizza. Yeah, see, his back attack not reaching got me hit there. Any other turtle would have hit that foot. Yeah, I could tell he was coming from the right side because I was mostly towards the right side, and if he was coming from the left, I would have seen the animation in the water coming from my left side. Because they tend to appear at a certain distance from your current position. So if you're like towards the right side of the screen and you hear the sound effect but you don't see the puddle, you know they're coming from off screen. Yeah, on this stage it can be a little bit tricky because of like the constant enemy spawning. It can be a little bit tricky to try and use the falling strike without getting hit from behind by someone. I gotta try to remember to use the I'm allowed to use the buffer DPs to escape. Damn it, I was trying to outrun him. Nice. Too early. Flashing warning, epilepsy warning, don't look if you're sensitive.
Wearing thin, I'm banishing you to a time warp from which you will never return.
Prehistoric.
Just drop it after the third one. I may, if I had gone for the fourth, I may have gotten punished there. Yeah, so I can wall them out with falling strike there since there's no one behind me and there's not enough time for one of them to get behind me. Yeah, I grabbed them out of the air. That is a thing that you can do in this game. You can grab them out of the air. Yep. Proper cadence on those whiff cancels. Get some of those guys out of here. Knock him down. Falling strike. Yeah, honestly, with this challenge, it seems like the go-to strategy is dive kick to knock down the enemy that could potentially get behind you, and then wall the other enemies out with falling strike. Like that, yeah. If there's an enemy that can get behind you, you do that. Dive kick the out of place enemies. Just like that, yep. Yeah, that's... There we go. Yes, that's the strategy. I should not do that there. I know I don't have the time for that, but I really would like to have the time for it. Okay. Alright, bomb's gone. Fucking shit, man. Keep getting hit with those stalactites. Throw it. Okay. If he hadn't done the lunge kick, I would have succeeded there. No. I'm still not doing the buffer like I said I would. Ah, damn it, dude. It's because they hit me into the, like, to the right, and then I got hit with the stalactites. Each stalactite does 2 bars. So I lost 4 bars, which is almost half my health, just by getting hit with stalactites. And then the whole thing just kind of ran away. Okay. Okay. Let's try with Donnie. I felt like that was going really well, honestly, until that section. I think the strategy of just get rid of the isolated enemies that are behind and then wall out the others with falling strike, I think that is the go-to so far that I've noticed. And we can just despawn that guy. But yeah, I don't feel like there was anything about Leo, other than his back attack range, there wasn't really anything about Leo that was giving me any particular trouble there. I feel like Leo is perfectly capable. Holy shit, 3 sidekicks in a row. That's insane. But I still want to give it a shot with Donnie just to see if I notice any kind of significant difference here. Obviously, Donnie has the privilege, but his back attack being a little bit more unsafe, that might be a difference maker, so we'll see.
Pizza time. Alley Cat Blue.
I really wish I knew how to examine game code. I really wish I could actually take a look at the code and see what's going on. Because there's certain things about some of the behaviors in this game that I really wish I understood. Like, I have a sneaking suspicion that Donnie has a higher percentage chance of getting his random sidekick than the other turtles do. It feels that way, but I don't know if that's just because I notice it more, since you don't have his massive range when it does come out, or if it really is the case that Donnie just happens to get his random sidekick more than the other turtles do.
I'm going to mangle you green slime balls. Pizza time.
I have to make sure I know his cadence a little bit. Yeah, back attack makes it easy to get those.
Pizza time.
So I pretty much just traded health there. Because I only got hit once before the pizza, and then I got hit once after the pizza, so... Yeah, the back attack, it definitely makes a difference. I think... Because Donnie has privilege in other respects, but... I guess you have to try and avoid those situations as best you can. Because Leo and definitely Raph would be able to get away in those scenarios with just checking people with back attack. And Donnie... Problem is, Donnie, you'd be able to more than likely check the one behind you, but then there's one in front of you that will punish the back attack, so... And that's a lot less common if you're using, you know, Leo or Raph, for example. Yeah, and there you have situations like that where his back attack gives him privilege. So it's a give and take. I shouldn't have jumped there. I gotta remember I am allowing myself the buffer DP. I've been not using it because I'm like training myself to not press the two buttons for the rest of the run. Flashing lights warning, epilepsy warning, don't look if you're sensitive.
I'm banishing you to a time warp from which you will never return.
This is my water spot.
Prehistoric.
Usually take a sip there. Yeah, so. No. Okay. Yeah, man. Dive kick to knock down the ones that are in like the isolated positions, that were the ones that can get behind you. Dive kick those and then wall out the ones in front. Just way better. Much more effective strategy. That sucks. And that was not... That one... That was like a reset, so I actually couldn't buffer the DP there. Hey, what's up, Vane? How are you? You mean hi? That's the first message I see, so if you said something prior, I'm afraid the YouTube chat ate it. And I wasn't able to see it. Apparently YouTube chat has a bit of an issue where sometimes it just doesn't display certain messages. Sometimes. I don't know why. This one's not going as well as the previous attempt. Okay, now, finally, an attempt where they don't knock me all the way this way, and I can get the stalactites. That's 2 preemptive strikes he did. And he hit me twice, so now I'm dead in 1 hit. Cool. My eyes. Yeah, unfortunately, they didn't really think about that kind of stuff. Fuck me, man. They didn't really think about that kind of stuff when they made games back in the day. They didn't think about people with sensitivity or disabilities or anything like that. I can't really tell if that was harder or not than with Leo. It could just be, maybe I'm just more used to, because I play Leo most of the time. So it could just be that maybe I'm more used to Leo and I'm not doing this. And the strategy, honestly, I'm still like trying to adapt it and make sure that I'm doing it efficiently if possible.
Pizza time.
Prepare to die.
Terminate the turtle.
time. Alley cat blue. Hoo-yah!
Cool off, sucker.
Hoo-yah! Pizza time. Hoo-yah! Hoo-yah!
Yep. It's the thing, man. Donnie's falling strike. Massive amounts of privilege. Because when you jump and enemies are in front of you, they tend to do like this back and forth movement rather than going underneath you.
Pizza power!
And they kind of try and dodge you a little bit, which works more if you're Raph or Leo, Raph or Mikey, because their falling strikes have shit range. But if you're Leo, half the time you get him, and if you're Donnie, most of the time you get him, because his range is just absurd. No, I grabbed the pizza for fun. Just because I'm used to grabbing it. But yeah, if you're already at like completely full health and you haven't taken any hits at all, grabbing the pizza does nothing. It just plays the little animation. Yep. Yeah, pizza monsters, if you're close, you can go right underneath them because their hitbox starts high up. So you can go right underneath them and then punish them from the opposite side. You hit their backside. Bam, bam. I was actually trying to get the pizza this time, and I wound up doing dive kick right over it. Trying to back attack that. Like that. Donnie's back attack has a lot of recovery, but it also has massive range, including aerial range.
My toes!
So you can snipe these guys out of the air with it pretty effectively. I thought I had time to hit him and then move down. Bam, bam.
Pizza time.
Yeah, sometimes Donnie's strikes, they don't come out that fast, depending on which one it is. Random strike animations, like each strike animation has their own hitboxes. The strikes are not all identical, and the frame data is not all identical. Alright, epilepsy warning, lots of flashing coming up. Nice sidekick. Robot Mikey Boss. That's funny. That's Metalhead. I've never heard anyone call him Robot Mikey Boss. Yeah, the reason, so here's the thing, I'm testing the waters in order to see how feasible this type of challenge is. So the game is on easy mode right now, in order for me to do that. Now, I wrote this in the description, but all difficulty mode does is it changes two things. It changes your starting rank, and it changes boss health. So on easy mode, bosses have the least amount of health. And Falling Strike is by far the strongest attack in the game. So it's basically a boss killer. And it also kills these guys pretty quickly as well. It kills these guys in one hit. Ow. Yeah. The thing is, rank in arcade games increases as you play, so even if the game is on easy mode, the difficulty still gets harder over time. If you don't die. If you die, then the rank scales back some to make things easier. So even though it's on easy mode, it still progressively gets harder. And it winds up becoming just as hard as like normal difficulty, essentially. Once you build the rank up enough, it basically becomes like normal mode. And maybe even hard mode. I'm not actually sure like how far the rank gets in comparison to the other modes. But yeah, it doesn't actually change enemy behavior or make you take more damage or anything like that. So effectively, easy mode is not that different. It's different at the start, but then like later in the game it winds up being similar. Yeah, I think honestly, because I'm getting punished for not doing my falling strikes at good moments. Like, I'm thinking they're good moments, and they wind up not being good moments. Also, more enemies on the screen makes it harder to actually get a good moment. I'm trying to rely more on. See, fuck. He like threaded the needle there. I'm trying to minimize my strike usage because of that. Because of the possibility of getting throws and slams. The throws and slams, if you're out of position, you can get punished for it.
Pizza power!
But it's probably just better to rely on that with Donnie for a challenge like this. Just given his massive range. If you do it from far enough, even if you get a throw, you're less likely to get punished with Donnie. And right here, what I'm doing whiff canceling. So if Donnie randomly does a side kick while I'm doing strikes, I would get punished. Just because side kicks have terrible range. But if I hold a direction like up or down, if I hold up or down while I'm doing strikes, and the strike doesn't hit anything, I cancel the recovery animation of the strike. Which makes it nearly impossible for enemies to punish the sidekick. It makes strikes safer, essentially. Okay. Now let's see if that was fast enough. I don't have to double hit him because it's easy mode, so I can just do the single. Oh yeah, Donnie can just stay out of his range. I don't even have to go in and out. I can just stay at a certain range and do that.
Skull and cross.
Not huge on TMNT. Not 100% sure. I sort of remember someone calling him that because of his... It does, I mean, yeah, I I get it. He does kind of look like Mikey in that regard. I've just never heard that, so it was funny to me. Nice meaty hit. Fuck you. Okay. Now these guys, if you're reasonably close to them and you're on the ground, they just can't hit you. Yeah, see that's what I'm trying to avoid is doing a forward falling strike and then one of the enemies managing to get behind me to punish it. It's like the blue sword guy was the only one that was in position to do that. Okay, that wasn't too bad, but I'm still like down half my health. Throw it. The throw got me punished there.
Forgot the sun cream.
Yeah, this is going downhill. Yep, and he's gonna punish me. Yep, bro, dude, the throw is what made all of that go downhill. Can't trust memories that old. Yeah, man, we're old. I don't know what to tell you. Floor slam is weaker. Well, so I mean, it does kill in one hit, but the thing is, in order to get 4 slams, you have to time your button presses. You can't just do it. You can't just do it. And also because throws and slams are random, you don't know when you're gonna get them. So it's just inherently less powerful just by virtue of that. Um, being able to choose how many slams you do is actually definitely really helpful because it makes it so that if doing the maximum number of slams is gonna get you punished, you can actually drop the slam early to be able to escape. in time. So that's definitely something better about it. But the fact that you can't manually do it whenever you want does make it inherently weaker in that sense. Um, it makes it so that, because like in on console, you can just abuse it whenever you want. And it is invincible while you're doing it. Um, let's see.
I feel seasick.
I was gonna say, okay, if I, yeah, yeah, I'm not continuing that. Fuck that. Fuck that. That is the danger. That's the danger. Now, here's the fun part about that. If I had not canceled the recovery of those throws, he actually would have whiffed his attack. The thing is, 99% of the time, you want to cancel the recovery of the throws in order to make them safer. It's only in that small, like that, those very niche situations where extending the recovery of the throw is actually a better choice because it extends your invincibility. That's one of the situations in which it would have been helpful to do that. But yeah, we'll just restart that one. Let's give Raph a go. The Raph's falling strike not as good. So this might be harder with him, but his actual ground strikes are the most reliable in the game. They're the most consistent in terms of speed and in terms of not having a random sidekick. Raph does not have a random sidekick, which means there are situations where it's just easier for him to kind of defend with strikes, and you don't have to worry as much about doing whiff cancel in order to protect him. But again, if you're focusing on doing more strikes, there's always the threat of getting a random throw. So ideally, what you want to do is you want to hit enemies from max range and from a little bit lower on the Z-axis because they can't hit you from that position. And if you get a random throw, other enemies are kind of out of position and they have to reposition in order to punish you in that situation. Especially if you try to strike from max range and you happen to get a throw, other enemies that happen to be near the enemy that you threw will have a harder time punishing you for the throw. But if you're close to enemies like that and they're clustered together, it makes doing strikes more dangerous. But if you're further away, then it makes it a little bit easier to protect yourself. So it really just depends. You really have to monitor like how many enemies are clustered together. Like that position right there was absolutely perfect for hitting him. If there were enemies clustered together with that guy and I had thrown him out of that, the other enemies would have had a bitch of a time getting close to me to punish it. Yeah, and see right there, if I had not done the second slam, if I had just done one slam and then didn't tap the button, that guy would have kicked me, and I would have gotten punished for it. Yeah, and see, there's another good situation. Right there, I dive kicked one of the guys, and then I hit the other guy from up close. But since the other guy's on the floor, he's temporarily out of play. He can't do anything.
Pizza time. Sewer surface.
And once again, can't throw in this stage, so kind of doesn't matter how close you are. I mean, it does matter for other reasons, but not for the throw reasons. Yeah, Raph being able to use back attack. That's the thing. That's what makes it interesting, because his falling strike is not nearly as abusable as Donnie's, right? As Raph has a very short range falling strike, but bro, his back attack will check anybody. Raph has the best back attack in the game, for sure. So it will check anybody. And it keeps him relatively safe. See, like right there, I hit an enemy, I did back attack, and then I hit the enemy in front of me, and he was about to attack. In that situation, Donnie would have gotten hit. Donnie absolutely would have gotten, he would have gotten clocked. And it's basically the same strategy as when you're using reverse shoulder in order to check enemies behind you. So let's say you're striking enemies in front of you, enemy gets behind you, and you use reverse shoulder to kill them. It's the same exact strategy, except it's easier to do, because back attack only requires one button press instead of two. Obviously, the reward is not as high. It doesn't outright kill them the way reverse shoulder would. Right there, again, back attack, and then go right back to attacking the guy in front of me, and Raph is fast enough to do it. Nice. Position myself, hit one guy from point blank, and then hit the other guy from max range. Yeah, Raph can do stuff like that pretty effectively. Alright, epilepsy warning. Lots of flashing coming up. Don't look if you are sensitive. The flashing lights. Provided I survive. Yeah, there we go. I mean, I survived this like almost every time. I can't remember the last time I actually died here, so even though like my health drops, it looks bad. But yeah, generally it's a pretty consistent strategy to get through that safely. Yeah, so with Raph, I'm relying less on falling strikes and more on just good strike usage and good positioning for the strikes. And dive kick, of course. You want to dive kick enemies to get them out of play. I'm going to drop that slam there. In situations like this, you know, when enemies, they have like set spawn locations in the level, the pterosaurs drop them or they come out of the lake. That you could just do the falling strike. It's just perfect setup for it. They're kind of helpless to do anything. And Raph has this unique move. It's kind of hard to notice, but Raph actually has 2 horizontal strikes. There's one of them that he does with about the same frequency that other turtles do the sidekick. So instead of having a sidekick, he has this unique slash that he does. It's kind of like an outward moving horizontal slash that he does. Now I actually could have done the slide kick, drop that. If I didn't drop that, the bomb would have hit me for sure. Damn, I thought I was out of range of that. But yeah, Raph's like random outward horizontal slash. Roughly the same frequency as the sidekicks from the other turtles, but it has more range. So generally much more effective at hitting enemies. Yeah, let's take this part a little bit slower.
Pizza power!
That was a bad decision, but I managed to get away with it. I got lucky there. Ah, the automatic back attack got me hit there. Shit, man. If it wasn't for that back attack, I had all of them right where I wanted them. The automatic back attack really fucked me over. Alright, we'll keep going with this. That fucking sucks, man. This guy, he just barely managed to get behind me, and Raph's automatic back attack, he just left himself completely open to like the 4 guys that were in front of me, or however many there were. Okay, Raph struggles getting the double hit on this guy, but since we're playing with the lower difficulty, we only need to hit him once to knock him back.
Skull and cross.
Yeah, once you get to stage 4, the rank increases to basically probably the same amount as normal mode. And this part here is significantly easier since I died. The rank drops. And right there's an example of dropping the, not dropping the, canceling the recovery of the throw, so the rock soldier couldn't get me easily. What? Excuse me? You were in a combo, my guy. That doesn't work that way. Toka! Fuck Toka, dude. He was out of position and refused to cooperate, man.
Pizza time.
Okay.
Bury my shell.
Yeah. This is where Raph's back attack really comes in handy when dealing with those guys. Bro!
Ooh, I feel seasick.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, shell shock.
Yeah. I'm still not doing the buffer DPs. I think I'm probably just gonna go for the challenge without going for the buffer DPs because I'm not doing them anyway. I'm doing everything assuming no buffer DPs, so I might as well just try and continue because I'm actually not doing that badly considering that. We'll give Raph another try there. See what time it is. Let's see how much time I have. Okay, I still have a bit of time left. Honestly, I foresee Mikey being a little bit harder to do this kind of challenge. Mostly because he doesn't have the strike benefits that Raph does, and his falling strike is just as bad as Raph's. And his back attack is not as good as Raph's. And back attack really does help a lot for this kind of challenge.
Prepare to die.
Okay. Knock that guy down and then just despawn him. That's pretty rude. But then again, Raphael is cool but rude. You know how it is, man. You guys know the song.
Pizza time. Alley cat blue. Cool off, sucker. Pizza time.
He dropped down really fast. Yeah, that's another danger with the back attack. So if you... Okay, it's not obvious in this game until you're actually playing the game. But if you're just like watching it, it's not super obvious. If you knock an enemy down, and this includes when they're in the process of blowing up, by the way. If you knock an enemy down, or if you throw them towards the screen like that, the enemy is treated as still being active. So if you press the strike button and you're close to them, even if you threw them off screen or if you knock them down and they're close to you, you still get an automatic back attack. Which sucks because if there are enemies in front of you, you'll just try and back attack an enemy that's like on the ground or an enemy that was just thrown, and then the enemies in front of you could potentially punish you for a back attack that was aiming for nobody. Like right there. And so the way that you get away, the way that you mitigate that problem, there are two things you can do. One, you can use a 2-button move, which I'm not doing in this challenge. But you can use a 2-button move like a special, reverse shoulder, or something like that. That would make it so that you don't get, you can't get a back attack if you're using a 2-button move. It only comes out if you're pressing the strike button by itself. The other way to mitigate it is to just move up or down on the Z-axis. Or I guess you can also move further away horizontally. If you're on the same plane on the Z-axis, you can just move further. So I guess there's like 3 ways to mitigate it. Or you can do a jump attack. There's another one. So there's 4 ways you can mitigate it. The fuck? How did I get hit with that? So yeah, you can just jump and do a jump attack as well. So you got 4 different ways to mitigate the problem of your character trying to do a back attack on an enemy that was knocked down. Or recently thrown. Yeah. Okay. Pizza. Okay, lots of flashing coming up. Epilepsy warning. Flashing coming up. If you're sensitive, don't look. Once I'm done with these pizza monsters. Coming up now. More flashing coming up.
Wearing thin. I'm banishing you to a time warp from which you will never return.
Prehistoric.
Yeah, I was a little bit too close there, but I managed to get away with it. Yeah, you really do want to use the range when you're... If it's a rock soldier, it's fine because you can't throw rock soldiers, but if you have foot nearby, you really do want to use the range of the strikes in order to mitigate the possibility of getting punished for a random throw. That's fine, drop that so that guy can't punish it. Like right here, it would have been possible that I threw the axe guy and then the rock soldier can punish it, so that's why I stand at a distance. These guys not as much. Let him come this way. And then I can punish him with low jump kick. Like that. There we go. Yeah, if you position yourself methodically. Yeah, Raph just kind of shreds these guys. Nope. Okay, the other guy despawned. I knocked him far enough away. That happens sometimes. Maybe I should try doing that more often. I tried it right there, but he didn't despawn. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Good strike positioning there. Nice reaction to the throw. Yeah, I was kind of stuck in a bad spot there. That guy's still alive. Oh. This is a little risky, this strat, but this strat works. Okay. Get rid of those guys. Hit those guys off. Okay, let's see if that was fast enough. See, just by virtue of limiting myself, I'm not going to have as much time to get through every level. But doing pretty good on this attempt. Getting any attempt you get to stage 5 without dying is a pretty good attempt. The back hops are really annoying, dude. Okay. I'll take that. Ah, damn it. I was doing so well, and then that fucking sword guy, man. I shouldn't do that. Yeah, fucking sword guys, dude. They attack too fast. Given their aerial control, like the fact that they have aerial control and their strikes on the ground have a little bit more range than like regular enemies, when you factor that in, they definitely attack too quickly. Like their strike speed is just it's too fast. They pretty much I mean they have weaknesses obviously, right? They're not even close to like the worst enemies in the game. But for what they are, and especially they're one of the few enemies that actually has more Z-axis range than the turtles. So given all, like they just have a lot of benefits that other enemies do not have. And it's just kind of stupid that they have that much. It's crazy because my first attempt, I managed to get up to Star Base with Leo on 1 credit doing this on this challenge. And ever since then, I've been struggling to even get up to stage 6 again.
Prepare to die.
Although I know some attempts, obviously, like that one, I kind of just reset after 1 try. Like after 1 life, I should say. So who knows how many of the other attempts would have gotten up to Starbase 2, but
Terminate the turtle.
it's all good practice anyway.
Pizza time. Alley cat blue. Cool off, sucker. Pizza time.
Yeah, I got kind of lucky there because I was too close to them. So by all accounts, I should have gotten punished with that. I was looking out for the throw there because that one guy. Oh, that was a mistake. I somehow managed to press both of those buttons with 1 finger. Don't ask me how I did that. I like hit the button like in the middle and it managed to like graze the other button.
Let's kick shell!
Honestly, this challenge, it feels really nice with Raph, just given his benefits with his strikes. But I also would like to do it with like all the other turtles too, especially Leo. Since he's basically in this game, he's like my main turtle. Even though Leo's not like my favorite turtle in the series, but in this game he is my favorite turtle, just like in terms of gameplay. But you know I gotta do this challenge, like if I succeed with 1 turtle, I gotta do it with all of them. I can't just let the rest of them sleep. I gotta put them to work too.
Prepare to die.
Yeah, that's just kind of... I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's probably on like a global timer. Or like a level cycle timer. One of the two.
Pizza time. Alley cat blue.
So sometimes you can round off right past it, and other times it kind of blocks your way. But I usually just take my chances and hope it's out of the way.
Pizza time.
Do that. Ba-na-na-na. One thing I will say is when you're playing the game on easy mode, the first two levels flow relatively consistently because there aren't as many enemies. So the enemies that do appear, you can kind of get them more consistently and effectively with certain setups. Whereas the rest of the game, when there's more enemies, you kind of have to just adapt to the randomness of their movements and positioning and all that. So stages 1 and 2 definitely look more like a speed run than the rest of the game, where you have to kind of adapt as you go. I gotta be careful on the left there. If I get too close to them while they're still off screen, they could do like a jump kick or a lunge kick.
Pizza time.
My toes, my toes.
A little too close there. By the way, this is the current Git version of MAME. I had reported a bug in this game. So you see the green bars that appear every once in a while? Those things appear in arcade, but for the longest time, they did not appear in MAME. Like for years, they just did not appear. So I posted a report on MAME testers, and somebody actually fixed it. But it's not, the fix is still on a commit for MAME on the master version of MAME on GitHub. It hasn't actually been released yet. So the next version of MAME that gets released, like unless you compile MAME yourself, then you'll see it. But the next version of MAME will have this fix in it. It also happens to fix something else too. In Starbase, there's a section where the big blue balls, that section in Starbase towards the end of the level, it has like a flashing effect. That flashing effect appeared wrong in MAME for years, and they also fixed that. Like when they fixed the green bars in this stage, they also fixed that flashing effect in the stage. So it's supposed to only flash outside the windows. So if you look outside the window in Starbase, like you look at the area out there that kind of looks like Mars because it's like red soil. That area is supposed to flash, and the area inside is not supposed to flash. And I confirmed that because I've seen a video of the game being played on original arcade hardware. So I know that that's how it's supposed to look. So finally, some long-standing graphical bugs in the game are being fixed. Now there are still some graphical bugs that remain. You may notice that when enemies die, there's an explosion effect, and in MAME that explosion effect has some gaps. If you pay close attention, not the rock soldiers, but the foot. When the foot die, when they explode, there are some gaps in the explosion sprite, and those gaps do not appear in arcade. Those gaps are also fixed in the Cowabunga collection, by the way. So Cowabunga collection actually displays them correctly. But Cowabunga collection has other graphical errors, like for example, stage 3 doesn't have the green bars. So, and also the light effect in the cave in this stage was finally fixed in like one of the recent MAME versions. So once I get to the cave, and you see like those light beams that come from the ceiling, they properly illuminate all of the characters, which was broken in MAME for literal years. Footsies. That was footsies right there. Yeah, see, Raph tried to back attack the yellow guy that I knocked to the left because I was too close to him. So here's the illumination. So now everything gets illuminated, including the enemies. And I was hoping that guy would walk into the last one. Yep. Keep the slam going. It'll protect you from the explosion. Yeah, that's actually all of them, I think. Okay. I feel like we're getting a lot better at stage 4 under these conditions. It's stage 5 that I have to try and figure out.
Skull and cross.
I was trying to back attack those guys. This is what I'm talking about, man. Like, they have a certain degree of privilege when you're not allowed to anti-air them. So like, technically I can anti-air them in certain ways, but the usual way you anti-air them is you use like a DP right? Or you use some kind of 2-button move. But with this kind of challenge, I don't have those options available to me. Yeah, see, the knockdowns are they're really effective at... Oh, fuck. Okay, that was a preemptive strike. That's why it's risky to go for those. I hate that. You see how he's moving away from me like that? So enemies do that when there's a certain number of enemies on the screen. They won't all crowd you. Some of them will keep their distance and they'll move away. Yeah, see this section right here. When you don't have the rank reduced, I don't know what to do here. Other than... Because, I mean, you can technically anti-air... See? The sword guys are the biggest problems. And because they have 2 different jump attacks that control aerial space. And technically, yeah, technically... Oh, fuck that. Technically, the yellow guys, they do too. So, you gotta watch out for them as well. But... the difference with the yellow guys is that you can jump over their attack, right? And then they're vulnerable for a long-ass period of time. The sword guys, however, they jump up and then they track you. Cowabunga Collection has the arcade... Yeah, Cowabunga Collection has this game. It has the arcade version of this game. It has both the Super Nintendo and the arcade version. But the arcade version is not quite perfect. There are some flaws with it. So I noticed, for example, the sound effects are kind of delayed for some reason. And also there seems to be like an input lag. There's like an additional input lag in it. It doesn't display the game's native aspect ratio correctly. It assumes the game is running at 4:3 aspect ratio, which the game does not. The game runs at a different aspect ratio. So the proportions look a little off. For me, they look a little off. If you're used to playing the game at 4:3 ratio, it's gonna look normal to you, but that's technically an incorrect ratio. There's the aforementioned graphical errors that I said earlier that are kind of minor. They're not a big deal. I would say the biggest problem with it... The biggest problem with it is just the input delay that it has. It also has online, but the online is not rollback. It's like a delay-based netcode that it does cause inputs to drop if the network conditions aren't good. So it's actually better to play this game on Fightcade if you're looking to play with people online. But if you don't have Fightcade set up, technically you could play this game online with Cowabunga Collection. Alright. I'm gonna have to do some save state practice on stage 5. Come on. I was definitely within range for that. Bang, 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 bang. But yeah, this stage obviously is going to be easier because I died in stage 5, so the rank drops.
Pizza time.
You're sure it must be annoying? What do you mean? The input drops? Playing online? Because I would say that's annoying for sure. Which is why I recommend playing the game on Fightcade online. Like, I played this game on Fightcade, like co-op, but it's not a popular game, so there aren't a lot of people to play with. But if you can play on Fightcade, it's definitely a good time. I do own it. I have it on Steam. Excuse me, I was pressing buttons, baby. I was gaming. I was gaming with the buttons. What is this? Raph just standing there like a moron. Oh fuck, I timed that wrong. I would have gotten all of those guys in like one go if I had just timed it right. I lost half my health there. Just because the guys anti-aired me once. Okay, now I'm not gonna do that because if I do that, it'll scroll the screen. I don't want to scroll the screen because the other guy's right there. This is a risky strategy. Because they could do a preemptive strike and kind of anti-air me, but... You technically can react to it if you're fast, so... It's not like completely risky, it's just you have to be on point with your reaction to get away. Nice little moonwalking there to space them out. The input drops, yeah. See, the thing is, if you play online with Fightcade, you don't get those input drops. I'm just saying. But it is still a solid port of the game. Like, don't make me say that Cowabunga, like, don't think I'm saying that Cowabunga Collection is just like a shit offering. It's not. It's good, and it also has a level select too. It has like built-in level select, so if you want to just like go to a later stage and you want to practice the later, like, you can do that. The one thing I don't like though is that it has a macro button, so 2-button moves. You can do 2-button moves with 1 button, and I don't really like that. But you know, I'm sure a lot of people appreciate it, that they don't have, because this game does demand that you press both buttons on the same frame if you're using 2-button moves. You have to press them on exactly the same frame. If you're 1 frame off, it just fails. So that's why they put the macro. But I think if you're a tryhard in the game, which basically nobody is except me, if you're a tryhard, you're gonna learn how to do the moves. Like, you're gonna practice it, you're gonna learn how to do it. If you're not a tryhard, then you're not gonna bother, and you're just gonna play the game just to have fun and not worry about losing or anything. So why even have the macro, you know what I mean? Like, what's the point? Most people don't even know those moves exist. They don't know those moves are in the game. The game doesn't tell you. You just have to figure it out.
Pizza time.
How hard it would be to please me? Bro, all you have to do is make the game arcade perfect. Come on. That's all you need. Make the game arcade perfect. Come on. It's not like it's difficult to emulate, right? Just make sure there are no mistakes in your port. Like, come on, man. How hard is that? Yeah, I saw I was going to get hit with that no matter what. Okay.
You're going to pay. Starbase.
Okay, so I didn't quit out. I kept this run going and I got to Starbase on 1 credit. So man. I wasn't trying to back attack the other guy a second time. Yeah, it's a strike bug there. You're not judging it too harshly? Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, it's a good port. And especially like if you don't have another way to play the game, it is the best way, like officially the best way to play the game right now. Cause like, bro, at least they made it available, right? Now anybody can play it. Cause previously, the only offering of the game that was available was one of the GameCube TMNT games. This game was an unlockable, but as far as I've seen, it's not like arcade perfect. Like I saw, like last time I saw it, I don't remember what the issues were, but I definitely saw some issues with it. So I don't think that version is as good of a port as the Cowabunga collection. Walk into it. Okay, guys, that was good. That was good. You guys all cooperated. We'll consider you for casting choices on the next film. Yep, keep that going so I get the invincibility. If I didn't cancel that... Okay, it's not that one. I do that way too much. Bro, he grabbed me immediately once I landed from the falling strike. And actually, the reason he didn't get hit with it is because Raph's falling strike is terrible. It has bad range. Like, strength-wise, all the turtles, they have the same strength on it. It's just his has less range than Leo's and Donnie's. And that is the only reason he was able to grab me. That's crazy. But that was my best attempt so far. Let's see what time it is. Okay, yeah, I do have to end this, but I do have time for one quick attempt. No, because this is this save state is actually on. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it because this save state is actually on very hard. So I can't do save state practice like this unless I would have to use a different I would have to make a state there while I'm in the middle of practicing. I would have to make a state with a different key. Okay, I could do that another time. But honestly, pretty good progress. For the runs that I didn't reset with Leo and Raph, I was able to get to Starbase with both of them on 1 credit, which is very, very promising. And I did that without doing the buffer DP. Like I said I was going to allow the buffer DP to escape combos. And then I just wound up not doing it because I wanted to be in the habit of not hitting the 2 buttons. Because I didn't want to mess that up somewhere else and hit 2 buttons accidentally. Just out of habit. So then I wound up getting hit and getting comboed and not doing the buffer DP to get out of the combo. And even under those conditions, I still did pretty well. So I think I'm gonna omit that aspect of the challenge. Because I think it is definitely possible to do this without doing buffer DPs. So basically the only stipulation is that I'm allowed to do a DP to avoid a timer bomb, which probably only gonna matter for potentially stage 5, most likely stage 6 and 8. I will probably have to do a dodge there, just with the rank going up. How does the speedrun of this even work? I have a video of the speedrun on my YouTube. I did a speedrun of this game years ago. And the speedrun is a 1cc, right? Like, it's not a game over or credit feeding. So, basically, you play it on... So, for the speedrun, in order to do it as fast as possible, I played on the European version, which has fewer enemies. And I played on easy mode, which has fewer enemies. And faster bosses, because they have less health. And I played with Mikey, because Mikey's special comes out. So Mikey's of the 2 specials that move forward and can kill a lot of enemies at once, Mikey's special comes out faster. Now, just given everything that I've learned about the game, it's actually possible that maybe Mikey's not the optimal turtle. It might be Donatello. Because it's been years since I've actually done a speed run. So, and I've learned a lot about the game since then. So it's actually possible that maybe Mikey's not the optimal turtle for speedruns. It might be Donnie. But I'm not really interested enough in speedruns anymore to really care about that. I'm more interested in teaching people the game, which is actually something that I'm working on. So before I go, I'll leave you guys with this. Um, um, I put out I think it was last year. I put out 2 tutorial videos for this game. The first tutorial video was teaching people the move list because the game doesn't do that. And the second one was teaching people how to attack correctly. Right? Like how to actually use the attacks the right way. I don't like how I made those videos. I gotta be honest with you. Like the way in which I made them, I don't like it. So I want to redo those videos. But before I redo those videos, I am actually in the process of making a different one. And that video is going to be a tutorial about how to fight every enemy in the game.
My toes.
Every enemy. Excluding bosses. That'll be its own separate video. I'll have a different tutorial video for bosses. But for all the enemies in the game, I go by each one of them, one by one, and I explain what they do and what you should do against them. And I break it down very comprehensively. And this video is taking me some time to do because I don't want it to be... So, the previous 2 tutorial videos I made, I don't want to say that they're low quality, but by my standards, I feel like they're low quality. They're not really that edited. I didn't script them. I just kind of talked off the top of my head, and I basically performed things in real time, and just kind of like show things in real time. For this video, I want to make, and you know, videos going forward, I want to make them actually scripted, actually edited, and show clips according to what I'm saying, not necessarily just plain in real time, and then just kind of have... I want to make sure that I'm trimming the fat, right? So, and because the video that I'm working on right now just happens to have the most content out of all the tutorials that I'm working on, it's also taking the longest. And I also ran into troubleshooting issues, so I had to take time to try and figure out how to resolve that. So it's just kind of like artificially extending how long it's taking. And then also I have a full-time job, and I have a partner, and I have other things that I'm doing, like other commitments. So like, unfortunately, I don't have as much time as I'd like in order to get the video out faster. But the good news is, not only is it fully scripted, I already completed that, which is one of the slower parts of the process. I've actually already done all of the voice recording for the script. So the next portion is I have to record clips in the game that coincide with what the script is saying in order to showcase what the hell I'm talking about. And then once I do that, then I'm gonna do like the editing and all that stuff, and then like kind of put it together, make a thumbnail, that kind of thing. What do you mean no 1cc run found? Like speed runs? It's on my channel. It's like 19 minutes 28 seconds or something like that. It's a 1cc. The speed run that I've done that's on my channel is a 1cc. It's with Mikey. I think I have an older one, and then like one that came after that was more that was faster. So, and they're both 1cc's. Now, if you go to speedrun.com, you're going to find people that play any percent, but those people credit feed the runs. They don't actually beat the game without game over.
Pizza power.
And there's a separate tab that says 1cc, and if you go there, you'll only see like 3 runs that were submitted. And mine is one of them. Do I use a leverless controller? Yep, I do. I have Hitbox. This is what I use. For the longest time, I used an arcade stick. And I still enjoy playing the game with an arcade stick, but Hitbox is just more optimal. So, I just play on the Hitbox. It's more optimal in terms of getting, you know, precise button inputs and stuff. The speed run was not done on the Hitbox though. The speed run was done on my arcade stick. I hadn't yet started playing this game on a Hitbox at the time that I did that speed run. Vane, I don't consider those any percent runs. I don't consider the first place run that's on that list. I don't consider that an actual any percent, because in my view, any percent has to beat the game without getting game over. If you get a game over, you lost at the game. That's my view. Now maybe people, maybe they wouldn't like that, right? Maybe they think I'm being too elitist or too purist or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, that's how we treat other video games too. It's not unique to arcade games. If you play any other video game, and if you get a game over, and let's say you don't use any continue, let's say the game doesn't have continues, right? Let's say you're playing a console game, you're doing a speed run, and that game doesn't have continues. If you get a game over, you lost. So you didn't actually win. So, you know, that's my view. I think any percent has to be 1cc. I think it has to be, because that's the only way that you can say you beat the game and you didn't actually lose. So, but I don't care enough about speedruns. I like 1cc's and harder challenges, like playing on the harder difficulties and that kind of thing. I enjoy that a lot more because it's more dynamic, right? It's more, because this game has like some randomness to it, but it's like randomness that you can kind of manipulate and control. So every time you play the game is different. It's like you have to react to things, you have to change up your strategies, right? So the game is very dynamic, but it's not like chaotic in the sense that it's so random that your skill doesn't matter. It's not like that. It's random in that it makes it dynamic, but not so random that your skill doesn't matter. And when you play a speedruns are more predictable in terms of doing the same thing every time, or at least attempting to do the same thing every time. And that was fun for me for many years when I was doing speedruns for like different games. But after a while, it just got old. It's like I'm attempting to do the same thing every single time I play. And then once I get the time low enough, if I make a little mistake here, now I gotta reset. Now I gotta reset and play the whole thing from the start. Whereas with a game like this, just going for like 1cc's, I can make a bunch of mistakes and I don't have to reset the game. I can keep going, right? And I'm not doing the same thing every single time. Right, so anyway, I do have to go though. That's it for me. I don't have any more time left, but 1cc's are better to watch for these beat 'em ups. Yeah, I agree. I would agree for just arcade games in general. And also, I think when it comes to gaming in general, even if it's like not just arcade games, but if the game is dynamic enough so that every time you play, you have to adapt your strategies instead of just doing the same strategies that work every time because the game is predictable in that way, I like the former more. The more dynamic games, they're just much more fun to me. And Turtles in Time is definitely one of those games. So anyway, I will try to get my video out when I can, and then I want to try and redo my first 2 videos, which should be shorter. They're shorter than the one I'm working on. I do want to teach people the game with my tutorial series. So look out for that. I don't know when it's going to come out, but I'm already part of the way done with it, so hopefully it won't take that much longer. And hopefully, you know, hopefully I'll get a few more people interested in playing. Who knows? But anyway, that's it. You should take the 1cc medium, hard, and very... Vane, I already have 1cc's for very hard mode. I already have 1cc's for very hard with all turtles, and I've done it on max rank as well. I have max rank, very hard mode, 1cc's deathless with all 4 turtles. I've already done that. So, those are on my YouTube channel. So, that's why I'm doing this challenge. Because it makes the game harder. It makes the game harder. I'm artificially limiting myself in order to see if I can get this challenge, to see you know, if I can do something new. But if you want to see those very hard mode 1cc's, yeah, I have them max rank and deathless with all 4 turtles. And those are actually the more recent ones that I put up. So, and I don't say that to brag. I'm just saying that, like, you said that I should do those next, but I've already done those. So, you can take a look at those if you want to see what they look like. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep working on my video, and I'm also gonna, next time I stream, I'll give this challenge a shot and see how that goes. But so far, looking promising. Got to Starbase on 1 credit with both Leo and Raph. So, I think if I can learn how to do stages 5 and 6 without the rank being dropped, then I could spare a life for Starbase. So it wouldn't necessarily be deathless, but I could spare a life for Starbase and then maybe get through that. And I can still potentially get a 1cc in this challenge. But I gotta work on stages 5 and 6 without the rank being dropped. Just time them and send them. Yeah. Like, bro, technically I could do that. You're not wrong. Technically I could do that. But anyway, I really do have to go. So, guys, take it easy. Thanks for chilling. Yeah, look out for the tutorials. I play on Fightcade, so like if you guys want to play on Fightcade, just hit me up. I'm down to play on Fightcade. Because you can play this game on Fightcade, and the online feels great. Feels like playing offline. So, yeah, hit me up if you want to do that. But anyway, take care, guys. Peace.